Welcome back. Right now we have Dorothy Enriquez joining us from the Ellevate Collective. Excited to learn more about her, everything she's doing as the CEO, and much, much more. Dorothy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So I'm excited to hear more about you and everything you do. It's always exciting to start. So tell me a little bit about yourself, especially in regards to your career and how you have found yourself where you are today.
Yes, absolutely. So, my name is Dorothy Enriquez. Super excited to be here. I am a veteran of corporate America. So, I spent 15 years in corporate, really discovering who I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up. And it was just a journey where corporate just never totally fit, but I could not put my finger on it as to why. And so towards the end of like the third, season of my corporate journey, I realized for sure, I wanted to start my own business in that leadership development space because I was just seeing gaps, right? Gaps in skills, gaps in access, gaps in support when it comes to leadership development. And so in 2016, I started the Communication Strategist, which was a learning and leadership development firm with a team of one. And then in 2020, or rather in 2021, I rebranded to the Ellevate Collective, and we are now a team of five. And so it has been quite the journey, especially transitioning from corporate to full time. But it is one that I would not change for anything. Because here at Ellevate, we want to make sure that leadership does three things. We want to make sure it's transformative, we want to make sure that it's accessible, and we want to make sure that it's relatable so that even after we leave, leaders can continue to be optimized and equipped to lead from every single seat they sit in and do what great and remarkable leaders do, which is produce more leaders who can produce another leader.
It's notable that when you were in the corporate world, you saw things that didn't quite sit right with you, as you mentioned, holes in
Yeah.
leadership and such. And instead of just ruminating in that and maybe having it affect your productivity or your experience at work, you were able to take that and when the time was right, build on that, which is a really impressive thing to do.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely 13 years in the making for sure. Because I started the communication strategist in 2016. I still had a full time job. But after going through this transformative leadership program, I paddled into my boss's office like, I'm going to quit, right? She was like, oh my God, I know. Just do your work. I know you're going to quit, but for now, just do your work. And so to be in a position where there's an opportunity to transform and unfold into yourself and to have a supportive leader at the same time really help you fuel the fans of a bigger dream. That's actually pretty powerful. And that was a game changer because then I quit my job, as I said I would, in 2018 to pursue entrepreneurship business in a full-time capacity. And I had just had a baby, and I was in the middle of a divorce, but sometimes you can do three things at once.
You absolutely can. And when you focus on leadership, that's a very broad title and it includes many, many things. And a good leader needs to have quite a lot of positive characteristics to be able to be successful in leading any organization. And you mentioned the three things that you really focus on. How were you able to get down to just those three things? What made you decide to focus on those as being really influential in being a great leader?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason why we have a focal point around transformation is because often we participate in seminars, conferences, accelerators, and workshops and experiences, and we walk away like, that was cool, neat. I can't wait to go back to work and bring these things to life. But the reason why the transformational part is critical is that we want to be able to partner with organizations, nonprofits, and small businesses that are a good culture fit, that really want to change the landscape of leadership within their culture and give employees a better experience within the world of work. And the reason why that becomes very relevant is that when we do these different experiences to try to ignite our leadership, it's not transformative because the culture can't withstand the change, right? It cannot withstand the innovation. So that's why that piece is important. Accessibility is important because, again, myself and the other incredible founding partners of the Ellevate Collective, we're all women of color. And what we know to be true is that access without support is still oppression. We want to make sure that leadership development is accessible because we know often for people of color and women, getting that development that you really need to accelerate, soar, elevate, gain, obtain, maintain, and wield power. Sometimes when you are a person of color or a woman, the way that we ascend into leadership just looks different. And so accessibility becomes very important here at our leadership firm. And then last but not least, relatable, right? When we think of the founding fathers of leadership, they didn't necessarily have me in mind. They didn't have you in mind. They are the founding fathers. I feel like they looked at leadership as a man thing. And so being able to have this mission and vision where we want to see an increase in female leadership in the C-suite by at least 2% in the next 5 years, that kind of really makes that relatability important. How does, even though when we're working with organizations and nonprofits and small businesses, we are working with everybody, but how does the work that we do take into account not only how adults learn, but how women ascend into leadership so that we can ensure that it is accessible, that it is transformative, and that all parties involved in this igniting of leadership and giving your permission to unfold into your power and your greatness takes everybody in the room into account.
And how does your team at the Ellevate Collective connect with those leaders? What is the primary way that you reach out and find these individuals, or that they find you to be able to help create great leaders?
Absolutely. So I'm happy to say that we get quite a few referrals. And because many of us in the collective spend time on the podium, that's another great way for potential and prospective clients to kind of get a flavor and feel for how we show up in the marketplace. But also, we're on social media and we also respond to requests for proposals, and we also submit a lot of pitches as well. And so those are some of the different ways that we find our clients and our clients find us.
What is the best way to reach out to you if someone wants to find out more or continue this conversation? Where should they go?
Absolutely. So if you want to follow my personal business page, especially if you are a woman of color, you can follow me at Ellevate Her. That's Ellevate Her with 2 L's. So ELLEVATEHER. If you just want to follow the brand on Instagram, you can follow at the Ellevate Collective. Just don't forget we've got the 2 L's in Ellevate. And then on Facebook, we are the Ellevate Collective. That's our page. And then our website, the Ellevate Collective, trying to make it very easy for everyone. But if you want to reach out to me directly and be able to get a hold of the team, you can reach out at info@theellevatecollective.com and we can respond to any inquiries. If your organization, your nonprofit, your small business, you feel like your leaders are ready to take it to the next level and make sure that they are optimized and equipped to lead from every seat they sit in, we are happy to help you do that and help you uncover the power that rests within the people who sit within your organization right now.
Well, Dorothy, I really appreciate your passion and your desire and everything you're doing to help elevate these great leaders. It's been really fun to get to know you, learn everything that we have learned about your company, Ellevate Collective, and looking forward to connecting with you another time. So thanks so much for your time today on Park City Television. We appreciate you being here. We'll be back with more right after this.